All right, recap. Last week, after a dangerous trek through the wilds, you reached the gates of the ruins of Stillgate, where the wagon man Mortimer was waiting for you. Rumored to be one of the most devastated cities in the wake of the plague, it was said that nobody got out of Stillgate, not a single soul. It would seem now that the rumors were true, though not in the way you expected. Every once living thing inside the city is trapped in an undead, timeless, frozen stasis. As Mortimer described it, a magic sits over the city from wall to wall, trapping the souls inside in some cruel, dream-like state. The dead themselves don't seem to realize they're dead. During the day, they're frozen in time and space, though at night, they move again, going about their business as if all was well. When the sun rises, they freeze again in a sort of cruel repetition of the same day, over and over. As Mortimer carefully escorted you through the city streets, he explained that in the dream state, the undead can be disturbed by anything that seems out of place. If they become aware, they begin to wake up, and things can get ugly. To traverse this nightmare, one not only has to be careful, but must be willing to play along and act as though you belong here. This created some tense moments, but all in all, the party managed to perform and deceive the denizens of the city and moved through, largely without issue. That is, until Belrissa made a terrifying discovery. A large, menacing stone statue in a Gothic courtyard of a mansion brought back a flood of memories that returned in a torrent of pain. Belrissa, your magical tattoo began to burn and grow as it snaked its way further up and around your torso. The pain, indescribable. You remembered. You'd made a pact, a deal, one that you'd nearly forgotten until now. The pain was so bad, you keeled over and screamed. Though Jeshi did his best to help, the situation did not go unnoticed. The dead began to wake, thousands of them, and you were forced to run. Mortimer led you down an alley and was able to cast a spell to transport you away from the waking horde to a seemingly abandoned mansion on the far side of the city. Through a locked door and into the basement, you found yourself in his laboratory. You learned a great deal, including why he'd helped Vinadil and where he'd gotten the piece of 13's core. He'd stolen it from a lunatic madman in the southern desert, a man known as the Tinker. This man was using old magic to bind souls into twisted constructs of his creation. Mortimer asked you to travel south and into the Steel Sands Desert to stop the madman before he creates an unstoppable army of machines powered by the fractured souls of the dead. Still scarred from being deceived by the hags on Alara's Rest, some of you were suspicious of this man's true intent, his motives. Attempting to gauge his moral compass, Jeshi asked him the same question that the magical mirror in Raikonen's tower had posed to the group. A moral dilemma. Would you sacrifice one friend to save others? His response: so, you found my mirror. You stand now in the laboratory. The moon is high, seen through the copper and glass ceilings of the solarium making up the next room. Mortimer, or perhaps Raikkonen, stands in front of you, a half smile on his lips as he stares at Jeshi, adjusting his large-rimmed hat. So what's the plan?
Sorry, what? Your mirror? What mirror are you talking about?
Oh, you don't have to play coy anymore. I know you were in my tower.
Wait a minute. Your name's not Mortimer, is it?
Well, that all depends who you ask.
Okay, well, what if I ask you? Kins, what is his name?
What is his name?
Yeah, what's his name?
He told us his name was Mortimer. He claims that he made this mirror. He also, I don't know, dude.
That mirror was pretty cool.
I feel like if that were your tower, you would be acting differently towards us.
So how do you come up with the scenarios? Is it like, did you like live through it?
He had walked up to you, Jeshi, and was kind of really very intense as he said the thing about the mirror, and at this point he's relaxed a little bit and kind of that little bit of a smirk on his face, and he's pacing back around the room. The room you're in, there's a large fireplace, and there's a handful of chairs and comfortable seats to sit in, and he's gone over near the fire and has refilled his cup of tea. He takes a sip, and he says, I thought there might have been a chance you'd gone in there. Seemed likely, though it wasn't in any of the stories. So I waited, and it is then revealed. Tell me, what did you learn in that tower? Anything useful?
You had half the key that we needed to get into the mine. So, I mean, that was a clue that we had been there as well. Probably,
Mortimer, going off, I mean, Jeshi asked you a question. What do you think about private thoughts?
That is an interesting question. I believe they should... Well, what do I think about private thoughts? Well, I believe private thoughts should remain private. What is the nature of your question, my dear?
I mean, I'm just saying, like, part of you have seemed to be annoyed that we don't trust you, but you also seem to know the story of the hags. The hags, you know, if you know the story, have, you know, kind of invaded our privacy in terms of private thoughts. I just wanted to know what your stance was on that.
I can understand feeling violated by the way the hags went about their business. And I suppose I cannot blame you for distrusting my motives and not quite understanding what I'm all about. Perhaps I can make that easier for you.
Yeah, what are you about?
And
I mean, this is the chance to be honest, because this is where we're coming from.
You pick one of the mirror
he
scenarios.
reaches up and he takes off his hat. And as the hat of disguise comes off of his head, his entire form begins to shift. You see, he resembles Mortimer fairly closely, but the black tangles of the hair that were under the hat previously fade gently into a deep gold color. His features are sharper, more hawkish than Mortimer's. He's a little bit taller, a little thinner. You notice the tip of his ears come to a small point up between his hair. The high brow and the smooth skin. Kins, Belrissa, and Vinadil are the first to realize this is a high elf, the first you've seen. You've heard the stories, you've heard about their existence on the Vanishing Isles in the east, but never seen one. His gray-white eyes, however, remain the same. He wears a robe, clearly magical, resplendent and fierce. There are rings on his fingers and a large amulet around his neck. He places the hat down onto one of the chairs. And he looks up. He says,
we're all on the edge of our seats.
He walks up as he thinks to himself about exactly.
Can I
all right,
inch
take your
towards
time.
the hat? Can I inch over towards the hat?
Yeah.
Are you gonna?
Okay, I'd like to try to pick it up.
Are you gonna put it on?
And I go,
Yeah, he's
Vinadil, and I put it on.
He speaks up before you have the chance to do that.
Okay. Son of a gun.
And he
I'm
says,
inching. I'm inching.
Yeah, I get it. He says, I am Raikkonen. The Hat of Disguise gives me my alter ego, Mortimer. A wagon man, a simple man traveling, doing what needs to be done to move around. But this is me. I'm here now to answer your questions and set things right. There's no need for any tension between us. We have the same goals, Kins. Jeshi, Thorkum, Belrissa, and Vinadil. We are aligned. It is imperative that we work together. And Jeshi, as you walk up, and he doesn't seem to react as you pick up the hat. What do you want to do?
Pop it on. And I just think to myself, Vinadil. The body is on the ground. I'm like, boom, let's do this. Does anything happen? It's a very Jeshi would just put it on and be like, Vinadil, go.
He, as you do that, Jeshi, you kind of walk up to him, and he seems to smirk a little. He doesn't seem to mind. Nothing happens, by the way, as you pick up the hat. It's a lot heavier than it looks. It's just, but it's, but as you do that, he reaches out, and in your other hand, you're still holding your hammer that you've just been sort of carrying with you instinctively since you, everything's been a bit tense in here. And he steps closer to you, and he reaches out his hand, and he wraps his knuckles on the edge of your hammer, Jeshi. And he says, "Wake up, you recalcitrant hunk of steel. Tell young Jeshi here that you are known to me, so he grips you a little looser and can relax." A moment passes. Jeshi, the hammer hums in your hand. You've got his hat in one hand, and in your left you instinctively look down as the hammer begins to vibrate. Telepathically, you hear a voice. "Aye, lad. If that's really him, then he's friend. Ask him something. Ask him to bind the rune of Ignis to prove it." You know that you're the only one who heard this.
I'm just imagining Jeshi, like, right now in this moment.
It's like, is anyone else hearing this?
I was imagining Jeff holding a shake weight when he said vibrate. I was like, ha
What? I'm sorry. Can you repeat yourself?
He said, ask him to bind the rune of Ignis to prove it.
Yeah, no, I heard that. I'm like, okay, so it's telepathic. Is it like, can I tell that it's the hammer?
Oh, yeah. So this hammer, your hammer Darkforge, has spoken to you before, but not in a long time. Not since you first laid hands on it. Several times on your journey, you've instinctively tried to talk to it, but getting no response. And for the first time since that fateful day, Jeshi, your hammer speaks to you yet again.
Not the most talkative chap, are you? Okay, so hammer Darkforge says, "Why don't you prove it?" Personally, you could have just popped under the old zone of truth, but he says, why don't you bind a rune of Ignis? Do that thing. Do one of those. He also said, you should tell me about
He interrupts you.
the
He
mirror.
says, "You block-headed bastard, you know damned well the iron you supplied was tainted with magnesium. The hair still doesn't grow on my chest, you know." And he pulls back his robe, and he's got this huge burn scar on like the whole like right side of his chest, and there's like it's all singed, and he's blushing a little bit. He's and you just hear in your head, "Aye, that's him, all right." And the hammer says, "Aye, dangerous to be sure, but not your enemy. Take his counsel, lad."
Okay, I believe the hammer. Do I believe the hammer?
Do you? I don't know. You tell me.
I don't know. We got liars all the way down here. So also, thanks for binding that. I guess that was like a riddle or something. What about the mirror? So like, let's say you're gonna go out with Kira here.
Are you asking him the answer to the mirror?
Yeah, I'm interested in the mirror. Are you guys not interested? He said he made the mirror. Why did he pick those scenarios? Could have been a different scenario.
Wait, did you take mushrooms again?
No.
Oh, do you want
Good
one?
reminder. Yes. Later.
Later. Not time yet.
I think like there's not too much plant life in here, so it's like
Can I do I notice anything about markings on the amulet that he's wearing on his neck, or what? Anything that I recognize from that?
Make a perception check.
Okay.
Guys, my hammer says everything is fine and we should trust him. And my question to you guys, should we trust my hammer?
Has your hammer talked to you before? Is this a thing?
Yeah, I mean like I think so. He kind of like whispered some things to me once, like a long time ago, but I'd lost a lot of blood. It was like really a big ordeal. You know, when I died, I like kind of died. It wasn't like a full thin death. I like basically died, and then like for no reason, I was like back, and then I could heal people, which is pretty crazy, right?
Wait, how do you know that you're not undead?
How do you know?
How does anyone know, really?
I do
mess
all
with
of the
me.
I do all the motions for protection from good and evil, but it fizzles because I can't actually cast it.
I rolled a 24 on perception.
I mean, it's beautiful. I mean, you look at this guy and he's just covered in like crazy magical gear, basically. Like that's what he has sort of revealed by taking off his disguise. You would probably think to yourself, oh yeah, you're probably not going to want to walk through the wilds by yourself, like wearing all of these magical rings and things. But there's definitely nothing that you immediately recognize. Nothing that none of the symbols mean anything to you. Yeah, but you get a pretty good look at everything. He's definitely not trying to hide it.
So Raikkonen, where are you from?
He says, he turns and he says, "I am from here. I am from there. I have lived almost everywhere in this world."
You're and there. Wait, what was there? The island? I don't understand this. Look, first of all, this is the second time in like a week that I've had things talking to me that don't usually talk to me. Second of all, why isn't the hat working for me? Third of all, let's say there was a scenario under which the world would improve but you had to kill Kira while I wasn't here to help her, would you kill her?
I'm gonna tell Kira that you want to kill her.
I don't want to kill Kira.
He makes a face at this point, and he says,
This is a test.
He basically just completely ignores Jeshi at this point, he seems to be wasting his time. And he walks over to Belrissa, and he says, Jeshi doesn't seem to care that you're playing with his hat, but he does sort of just completely brush you off. And Belrissa, he walks over to you, and he says, he kind of looks at your arm, and he looks kind of at your neck, and he raises a hand as if he's trying to like move your chin out of the way to get a good look at your tattoo. Do you let him?
Yeah. Show it off. I'm like, yeah, that hurt.
Whoa!
He says, your tattoo has changed. Tell me, what did you see in the street that led you away? It must have been something grand to put us all in danger like that.
Well, Ziggy saw it first. There was this statue, big, giant, scary looking, in front of one of the mansions there. Have you seen it?
Yes, I believe I know the one you speak of.
Do you know what it is?
Do you know what it is?
Not so much.
What was it about the statue that you recognized?
Nothing immediate. It was as if like it was in the back of my memory. Like I knew that I knew it, but I didn't know what it was. It was...
Ziggy shoots up next to you. And he says, it was not the statue that we were looking at. It was the symbol below the statue. You don't remember?
It was really painful.
Ziggy kind of looks at you confused. And he says, and Raikkonen too. He says, you're sure you recognized the countenance?
Yeah. What was it?
A wry smile plays across his lips for a moment and furrows his brow. You don't understand a thing about what you saw, do you? You don't know the history of that being, or you would not so plainly speak of this.
No, but if you told me, that would be great.
That is the sign of Komis Yonku, the Shadow Broker. The statue in the courtyard is not in his honor. The statue is a ward against him. You're aware, I'm sure, of the bonds of exchange. A promise to trade services, or goods, favors, or secrets. Exchange is more than just a concept, though. Breaking the promise is said to bring bad luck, poor fortune. It works because two honorable parties agree on the price up front. Commission Coup is a perversion of this tradition. It preys on the desperate. It's born of suffering and boundless want, untethered by reason. Those that enter exchange with this creature do so with the promise of their reward, but with no knowledge of the cost. He leans in to you, Belrissa.
I see.
And he says in a voice that, lighter, it tends not to be a nice thing to owe him his due. And then he leans in real close and kind of speaks right into your ear. But it must always be paid. And he backs off, turns towards the fire, sips his tea.
Okay. What's like just for an example, what are some of his prices? Not saying that I had an exchange with him, because obviously I did not. But if you were to, what does he want usually?
I once knew a man who bartered for immortality. But the price for this man's immortality was that the lives of everyone he'd known, his family, his friends, were given up in exchange for his.
Ooh.
He didn't know this, of course, but Komis Yonku does not discriminate. That is the way his deals work.
That's a bad deal.
There are so many like it. If you've had dealings with this creature, particularly if you can't remember, you need to watch yourself.
I definitely don't recall, so I'm hoping I didn't. Maybe it was just, maybe he was trying to get to me at that point. Like, that's definitely was it. Yeah. How would one get out of those deals?
You must fulfill your end of the bargain.
No, there's no returns.
I don't think, exchange doesn't work that way.
Yes, I am very familiar.
Because then Red Gerald wouldn't owe us something,
Yeah, no, maybe we can ask him to take on Belrissa's curse.
I'm not cursed, Cheshi. It's fine. It's totally
Well,
fine.
I don't know, you screamed really loud. I've only heard that loud of a scream a couple of times, and it's never good. Not a blessing, I can tell you that much.
It was that tattoo. It was just growing for some reason. Maybe it just does that.
Yeah, that's also not a thing that I've seen.
No?
It's a good tattoo, though.
Thanks.
What does it look like?
Like magical warding symbols, circle, triangle, like.
Oh, math.
Well, yeah,
cool,
geometry,
cool.
definitely.
That's fun.
I mean, minus the burning, it seems pretty sweet to have a tattoo that's just like, oh, hey,
Yeah, it is.
let me grow and move and do all this cool stuff.
Okay. Kionis Yonku?
Konis Yonku.
Konis Yonku. Alright. I remember that. Is there... Why would that mansion have a warding against him? Like, do they all? Was he, like, very present here?
It's not uncommon. Konis Yonku is a creature of legend. Many families have been ruined by his deals in the past, and some superstitious folk might have a warding against him.
We just pop one of those wardings, like, up on your shoulder?
Superstition. Afraid they don't do much.
Yeah.
How do beings like this maintain their power? I mean, you've told us a number of times now that, and I assume we've only seen a fraction of the power you must have wielded before the world fell. How do beings like that maintain their power? Why hasn't he lost his ability to cast spells and use magic? Or has he? Is that why we don't see him now?
He says, Komis Yonku is not my expertise. I know of him, many do. I'm not sure where his power comes from, or why it has not dwindled since everything has happened. Perhaps that is a question for Belrissa.
I don't know.
So, then why did yours?
He says, I can assure you my power has not dwindled, but we do not cut the threads.
Okay, you're going to need to explain that one. We've heard it several times now from you and your oracle friend. What threads?
It's something Figper used to say. The rules are clear. Once you've seen what is to come, you are bound by it. That is the price of looking into the future. When you try to alter fate, there are consequences. I ignored this advice once. but never again. We do not cut the threads of fate.
Okay. Wouldn't it be better just not to know then? So you don't have to limit yourself?
Well, perhaps.
Have you seen our fate? You seem to know of us.
I don't want to know.
I want
If
to
he
know.
has, not if it limits our ability to use our own power to make decisions to influence that fate.
We can just
don't wanna
cut
be-
the threads of the fate. It's fine.
Well, I know.
Elrissa.
Like, we will have no problem cutting the threads. Raikkonen knows that full well by now, but I don't want to if there's some chance that it causes even worse damage.
Just
But
tell
it
us.
almost seems like a curse to know your future.
Just tell us if
to
you
know
know
your
or
fate.
not.
What?
You don't have to tell us what it is.
Vin, close your robot ears.
Yeah.
Shut him off.
I'm shutting off my auditory response systems. Like, I don't hear anything.
Was there a question in there somewhere?
Yeah. Do you know our?
She
Do
asked.
you know our fate, Raikkonen?
I don't know your fate. If I did, this might be an easier conversation. I simply know that there are those will come along who will work to right the world. I sensed what happened on the island. I felt the power of her. Something I hadn't felt in a long time. That's why I came to Portsmouth. When I heard what happened, I figured the vision Figpird had must be you. Makes sense. And I look at you now. Kins, Grovekeeper, Vindale, Thorkum of San Splendar, Jeshi, bearer of Darkforge, forged by Kazir Lightforge himself, and Belrissa, touched by Konis Yonku. I look at you all,
Supposedly.
and I think, would the fates bring together such a group and place them so close by? Yes. I have not seen your fates, but I can guess that you have a big role to play in what is to happen here.
So, do you... This tinker, I'm assuming that's what we're working together towards, or you said something about we need to be working together. Is that for you to confront the past, or have you already done so?
A wise question. The Tinker is a symptom. With the gate blocked, the gods cannot reach this world, and vacuums of power have opened up all over. The hags, the Tinker, and believe me, there are others. They flock to it like a moth to flame. And if they are not stopped, then things could get a lot worse. I do what I can. And then he seems to turn away kind of awkwardly after that.
Yeah, I'm gonna pop open a beer.
Jesse,
Things
do you
are
have
getting heavy.
Do you have some more? Can I share?
Yeah. So, is this your house? I mean, I know you live there and here, but you made this house here?
This house was abandoned, or at least if someone did live here before this happened to Stillgate, then they're not here anymore.
So, did you make this area here, the lab here?
Most of it was here already, if you can believe it. The solarium I've upgraded. Some of the experiments, a bit dangerous, and I've added some safeguards and brought in some new equipment. But the space was here, and clearly whoever was here before was a bit of a tinker themselves. Plenty of tools, plenty of space. And I'd figured a safe place to hold up and work. Stillgate's about as quiet as it gets, after all.
Can you see me? How could you see me before? And Ren and those others? Have you died? Because I can still see them.
Yes.
Oh,
2 undead.
So are you also mostly dead? Or alternatively alive?
He's taking his time here, and he's clearly choosing his words carefully. And he says, "Understand that these are not details I would divulge under normal circumstances. But I know we got off on a bit of the wrong foot, and my intention is to be honest. I have died. I wanted to know why the spirits couldn't cross through the gate. I've seen it.
dear God.
Well, the details are not important. I saw the gate. I saw it blocked. And I returned. And for that
You know
reason,
who it is then?
Just like that.
Yeah. How did you return?
No problem.
Well, clearly you can't do the same for us. There must have been preparation involved.
I had help.
Yeah.
Oh,
Do you know who it is then? Who guards the gate?
I do not know who it is who guards the gate. But what I do know is that as long as the gate is blocked, the world cannot go back to the way it was. Unblocking
seems like
the gate, opening the gate is paramount. How we do that, I do not know.
Kins, did you tell us that whole thing? Or are you the only one that knows what Alara said?
I told I think the group of us one of the previous times,
One of the previous times?
about the vision I saw.
Because wasn't one of the
Because we
main
conferred
points?
what the visions, like the gate and all that, man.
Wasn't one of the main points not to open the gate? To tell him don't open the gate?
Are you saying this out loud or is this out of character?
I'm saying this out loud, most likely.
Open the gate, don't open the gate.
I don't know.
I'm listening to a zombie here.
I have this bad feeling that what's on the other side of the gate might be worse than what's being created in this world.
Yeah, I'm getting that feeling too. Like it's keeping something out.
Super zombies.
And
So, yes. But, I mean, I have no clue how to even do that. We're dealing with problems on this earth right now, but Raikkonen, you might want to think through reasons we wouldn't open the gate.
Think through. I have walked the face of Lydian for almost 2,000 years, Vinadil. I knew Sans Splendor, Thorkum, when it was a cave.
Does he talk to me?
I
It's
saw...
at this point you notice that Thorkum is snoring with his eyes open.
Poor Thorkum.
I saw Portsmouth when it was White Cove, and Shipdale before that. I've seen the shattered lands of the Jade Chain and slept in the sun of the Vanished Isles. I've seen great kingdoms flourish and fail. I was named Dwarf Friend by Kazir Lightforge, who crafted that hammer you wield in your hand, Jeshi. And I buried the ascendant Alara's body with my own hands, carrying her to the meadow where we'd once thought to build a home, tending to the banyan that grew from her remains. I've seen great evil rise, and at every opportunity I have endeavored against it. I slew the necromancer, Menon, drove the mad dragon Corpetum back into the frozen wastes. I have faced demon and fire and shadow and lost friends doing it. I am the wielder of the heart of the fallen moon. I am the keeper of ancient secrets, and I am Alara's champion. The world is teetering on the brink. The long death marches on, and people lose hope if they've been lucky enough to ever have it. A little iron, a few more babies, a couple of laughs. That's all they'll get. And it will all be swept beneath the tide of darkness that approaches, and for which I have no name. I say all this, I present to you the vast and terrible power that I possess in order to frighten you, because I am frightened. I need the help of good people, those who will not be swayed by shadow. We must discover why the world has ended, and with any luck start it anew.
So, started anew. What was the name of the dragon?
He rips his hat out of your hand.
I'm writing. I'm in a book. I'm writing.
And he says, I retire to my chambers.
Okay. He retired to his chamber. Okay.
Raikkonen, I know you're leaving us, but do you intend to go home, or do you wish to pass through the gate?
He stops, and he doesn't turn around, but he looks over his shoulder. He says, I will find my way back to her, one way or another. And he walks forward. And a few minutes later, you hear a door kind of creak open and then shut. And you guys are alone.
Nice, Vin. Nice. You got him. I
Oh my
tried
God, y'all.
from every angle that I could think of.
And we
That
really made
guy-
him mad.
That guy might destroy
Did
the
anyone
world.
catch the dragon name?
No.
This is important. I need to tell Sparrow later.
He was just
I
going on.
think you
but
can just
man,
make it up at this point.
Yeah.
Put a placeholder name, and then we can.
That's not how stories
No,
work.
but we can check in when he's in a better mood, because I don't think he's gonna tell us the name.
Yeah,
of
we
the
are going to talk to him
No.
again. We can ask later.
Just call it.
I'm
Yeah,
just saying.
call it whatever you want.
Clearly, that guy wants to see Alara. I get it. You love someone, you want to see them again. But, like, he could destroy the whole world just because he wants to go through that gate.
Wait, but so did Alara said don't open the gate?
Or the tree did? I can't
No,
remember what
it was whoever was in front of the gate, which is we didn't get that information either. We just saw the outline, the shadow, and he didn't know who it was.
I'm just saying, like, even he said that there is this rumor of an anti-god, right, fighting with the good gods. What if they're?
You think
what if-
that's him?
No, but what if they're losing? What if they're losing and closing the gate is the only way to keep whatever it is that's killing the gods from coming here?
Look, Vin,
Like-
things could always be worse. But there are undead people. You're undead. You are an undead person. It's better if you were not here. It would be better if you could go through the gate. Just go on through the gate. You come back here and mess with everyone else who's going to be born. You deal with the problem in front of you. The problem in front of us is that look at this place. Have you looked around this place? This is an abomination. This is a terrible place. So open the gate, whatever it takes. Get this out of here.
Even if it means like some great evil comes through and then
Then
like
we'll
kills
fight
us
that
all.
evil. We'll fight that one.
Look, I don't think he likes me very much. He didn't answer any of
Hey,
my questions.
At least if it kills
he
us
just
all.
said some words and just kept talking.
Kins, you also noticed that he, as you were trying to talk to him, he was very deliberately avoiding eye contact with you and seemed a little bit Like he was a little bit definitely avoiding directly answering your questions and even just interacting with you much.
Guys, you think I could stealth cast like a boom zone of truth on him?
I don't think he's
I
lying
didn't
to
try
us.
Oh. Okay.
I don't think he is,
mean-
and I think your odds of casting anything on him, Jesse, are about 0. Even if he
Yeah.
didn't do all that crazy stuff he
All right,
said.
I'll practice on you.
He's
I'll show
clearly, I mean, he's a high elf, clearly thousands of years old.
He's a high elf?
Yes.
I can crack open the book. I write some more. That's amazing.
And we only know
know.
of these by rumor, Jay. Like, we wouldn't have even seen these.
So there are 3
Three.
continents on Lydian.
Okay.
There is Krasmadur, the main supercontinent that makes up the
that
majority
we're
of
on?
the world that you're on. Yeah,
Okay.
settled by the dwarves, and the one that is now sort of decimated. There is the Jade Chain, which is a massive archipelago, rumored to have once been a large continent, but now split up into thousands of small islands. And there is the Vanishing Isles, rumored to be the ancient home of the High Elves, though nobody, certainly in your lifetime, has ever been there or heard of any living High Elves.
That's
Okay,
like super cool.
And the archipelago, just kind of off note, but just because it popped into my head, is that kind of where, like, pirate land is too? Or is that in a different place, kind of closer to our continent?
The archipelago is, as far as you generally know, is sort of pretty far to the east, at least from where, like, relative to Portsmouth, really far to the east and a bit south. The pirates and their general territory is south of, sort of directly south along the coast. South of Portsmouth and Thunderstone, that whole area.
Okay.
All right, is Thorkum still asleep? All right, I'm gonna nudge him awake. Hey, Thorkum, wake up. Everything's fine. We pissed off a 2,000-year-old. By the way,
Hey, he didn't like him anyway. It's fine.
No, yeah. He
Are you
said
talking
he's
about Mortimer?
yeah.
Well,
Wait, did
not
you
really.
sleep through that
when
whole
did you
thing?
doze off?
His name apparently he says he's reckoning.
I believe him.
You guys should get some sleep. We're going through the desert tomorrow.
Yeah.
I know.
I'm sitting down. We got to sleep. I'm
Hey, that's cool. As you nod off, we should talk sometime. My hammer talked to me again.
What?
Yeah, my hammer talked to me again. I've been trying to talk to it, but it
And
never
he didn't even
responded.
take mushrooms or anything like that.
None of you are
apparently
normal.
it's been imbued with the spirit of its creator, Thorkum. I'm not sure if that's a thing you dwarves do regularly, or if that's pretty rare, but seems like the man who created it now indwells it.
What?
Talk about. I mean, he's talking. He said the name was the same as the name
He
of the guy
indwells
who
it.
made it.
It's just
Like-
a sentient hammer.
I don't know. Maybe it's an undead hammer, Jesse. And
Yeah,
you're
it's a
wielding it.
sentient hammer,
Huh?
but I'm worried about it.
As we're talking about weapons, Thorkin will just reach out his hand, pointing to Vinadil's crossbow. And I'm going to release my infusion on my bag of holding and give you your infusion back.
Ooh, fancy.
He's not really a night person, is he?
I'm good.
Or,
He's
I'm
not
gonna-
really a day person.
yeah,
He's-
or the morning, or
you
any
realize-
time, really.
You realize how late it is? Go to
Yeah,
sleep.
he's a
You can't
high
do
elf.
anything.
We were
Thorkum, can I
So?
have the book on death that we got from Rikenen's place?
Yeah, it's on the floor.
Okay.
yeah, he took everything on the ground.
I collect them up for my bag, the books specifically. But yeah, here.
Okay. Okay.
Will
I'm
you
gonna
read
take
it?
that.
Can you read it to me?
No, I'm gonna read it while you guys sleep.
Well, we can
I don't
take
sleep
watch
anymore.
together.
Ever?
No.
You've never slept?
I don't sleep anymore. This body doesn't need sleep, so I'm gonna be able to watch over you guys
Wait, can you store sleep like a battery and you can give us sleep? Because that would be pretty
You
epic.
just destroyed Jeshi. I'll turn to Jeshi and just like under my breath is like, don't worry, 14's here.
Yeah, me and 14 will watch over things, but I figure I might as well read while we're doing it.
Thorkum,
We've had this book for a
is
month.
14 also a ghost?
No, he is
Okay.
not alive.
Good, that's good. Okay.
The differentiating factor. I am alive. 14 is not.
That's questionable.
Oh wait, Raikonen's not coming with us tomorrow, right?
He
In the
is
morning?
not. He and Kira are going the opposite
All
direction.
right. You know,
We
I
are
think we
He's
should
never
get.
gonna
We
talk
are
to
gonna
us again.
see him in the morning, right?
True. I think we should get some rest, like Vin said, though. Even though you can't rest.
Yeah, I'll be rested. I'll
I
just
brought
also
some
be reading.
slices of bacon with me. We could probably eat those.
Is it still good? We've been
Yeah, we
traveling
need
for.
to. I mean, it almost
It's
doesn't
fine.
matter.
It's something- We're good.
It doesn't
Salty
matter what
bacon.
Just a little
Keeps-
waterlogged.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's good. It's good. It's good. It's good. I tucked it away.
I'm good. I'm good.
All right, you guys get some sleep.
All right.
Yeah, okay, ghost.
I'm gonna talk to Ziggy a little bit before I go to sleep.
Hey.
Hey. What was his name again?
I'm quiet.
Konnichiwa.
Kumquat.
All right. So this Coney guy, he's the boss, eh?
Yep. You really don't remember, do you?
I don't, and it sucks. Did I agree to something like really bad?
The problem is I don't know what you agreed to.
Oh yeah, you weren't there.
I was not there, and
He didn't tell you?
no,
Oh.
no, we don't exactly have a working relationship. Let's just say, let's just say I'd rather be here than there. All right. Even though that one guy, you got to get rid of him. I mean, he's just a liability, you know.
Yeah, I know. But I mean, he means well.
Listen. You say the word, I'll take care of him. I'll do it.
Well, don't do it. We're good. We're good for now. He's fine.
All right.
Okay, but thank you.
Standing offer.
Okay, appreciate it. So like, can you talk to him? Or no?
No, that's not really how this works. I could talk to you. It's complicated. If he needs to talk to you or to me, he might talk to me, but I'm kind of just in the way. He's most likely gonna talk to you.
Got it.
I would certainly prefer that.
That bad, eh?
Sooner or later, he's gonna come for you. And there's only so much I can do, due to the nature of our relationship, But I like you, Belly, and I'm gonna watch out for you, all right?
All right.
As long as you keep scratching my belly. That one spot.
All right, get over here. All right, we'll curl up and fall asleep.
Is everyone else asleep? Vinadil, what are you doing? How are you feeling, Vinadil? How is Vinadil feeling as everyone else around you has retired? An hour or so passes. You look around, the crackle of the fire is starting to work its way down. It's very quiet here. There's no insects, there's no anything. It's just that the fire is pretty much the only noise. How are you feeling?
Yeah, I mean, separated mostly, like apart, but clearly different from the group now. I mean, beyond Jeshi's comments, he has issues with undeath, but like we'll get past that. But like, it's just clear. I mean, even this fact that I no longer need sleep is like weighing. I almost look over at 14 as if he's a compatriot, but then realize there's nothing there except Thorkum's commands, So I'm going to try to just read. Like, I'm trying not to think about it right now. We need action. So whatever's in front of us, and we need information. And Raikonen's not giving us much of that, but maybe he wrote some stuff down is what I'm thinking right now. So I'm going to read. I'm going to work on dexterity drills during the night to try to keep from falling down in the middle of undead.
He's doing like the
Practicing
thing
walking.
where the monks
I'm-
jump from like one post to another.
Yeah,
He's
no.
just doing that.
I'm just doing this. Yes, I'm just like, finger drills. This guy, like, just get my dexterity back and read. From a game mechanic side, I'm gonna try to work through all of the books we got
Sure.
in Raikonen's lair. Just
So,
6 hours a night or whatever.
The first book you're reading is it talks. All these books are of a similar subject matter. If you recall, they're about death. They're about the study of death and what everything from more of the scientific kind of approach. Like what the study of cadavers and things of that nature, and getting more into what happens to the spirit beyond in the afterlife and things of that nature. And the book you're reading right now details the spirit winds are this sort of mechanic, if you will, that when someone dies, their spirit is taken by the spirit winds and sort of ushered to the gates, to the gate. And but with the gate, under normal circumstances, that's a pretty swift and normal process. You do know from your own personal experience and from theories in the book, and that incredibly powerful bonds to the world can keep a spirit here, which is sort of that classic cause of undeath. Ren being kept at the place where she was killed as she died trying to save her brother. You perishing amongst all your friends in a fierce battle. Intense and emotional moments can sometimes bind a spirit, but in most cases the spirit winds will carry a spirit away. Something that Mortimer said too is that now with the gate blocked, the spirit winds are they're, instead of carrying souls where they need to go, they're being sort of broken up by the winds themselves. Souls are being fractured and fragmented into different bits and pieces, and that's what's largely been causing a lot of the undead problems. And similarly, here in Stillgate, spirit winds are not blowing at all. That was something Mortimer mentioned, is that whatever the magic is here, that's the reason that these souls essentially are still here. Those souls never left the bodies in the first place. So although they're dead, they are also the same as they once were. It's something that you consider as you're reading this book. Thorkum, having napped through most of the conversation, it takes you a while to fall asleep. How are you feeling? Just kind of lying there.
Determined. That's as soon as I heard, what needed to be done with 13, I pretty much kind of turned off. Uninterested in the rest. But just kind of steeling myself for the journey ahead.
The night passes.
Can I wake up during the night?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you wake up and you look around and Vinadil is sitting over there reading, and his eyes are glowing particularly red this evening, Jeshi, as the light of his eyes lights up the book that he's reading.
Unsettling, but I'll go over to him. Anything good in there?
I mean, it's a lot about death. So, guess it depends what's good right now. But he's describing some of the things that we've experienced. I mean, I don't know. It seems like he knows a lot. He's been around a lot, so hopefully what he writes is accurate.
Do you think he wrote that?
I would assume so. It was in his tower. But maybe not. Maybe he got it from a friend. I don't know. I mean, he seems pretty consumed with death. He died himself just to test his theories, right? So, some commitment.
Yeah, so like he died and then came back as himself?
Apparently. Even though he told us that was risky, he must have, well, I mean, to be honest, I don't fully trust his mental abilities right now. I mean, don't get me wrong, he's probably brilliant and powerful and everything else, but he also seems bent on finding Ilara at whatever cost, which anytime people have a whatever cost mentality, it's a little bit concerning.
I agree. I'm worried about Kira.
Yeah, Kira can probably take care of herself.
Yeah, but I tried to ask him if he would like sacrifice her, you know. And he
He
didn't
certainly
even say
would.
no.
He certainly would. I mean, that's the answer. He sacrificed Ilara, for goodness sakes.
So how do you like know that you are you?
It's a good question. I think about it while I watch you all sleep.
Because you
How
see
do we know?
that body there?
Yeah,
That was also you.
it was a part of me. It definitely feels different being in this body. Parts feel the same, parts feel very different. I'm a little bit worried because Thorkum says I'm not supposed to be in this body. And that somehow it's only going to be temporary. That's why I'm very much wanting to be back in that other body, Jeshi.
Do you think other undead are in the wrong body?
I don't.
There
Not
was
most
that one
of
that
them.
licked an eagle and then the eagle couldn't fly. That was pretty crazy.
Yeah, that no, I don't
That guy
think,
was probably like a gnome.
yeah. I think most of those souls are broken. They needed to go through the gate. And when they came back broken. I
Are
think
you,
for whatever,
are you broken?
I hope not. You'll have to watch me. I'm trying to think about it, but I don't know. Can you know if you're broken? Like, how do you know if I'm broken? Would I even be able to tell if I'm broken?
I broke my toe once. It was very obvious.
It was very obvious. Yeah.
Yeah, it stuck out. It was gross.
I don't feel like that
Okay.
most of the time.
Because Kin said that like I could be undead. Do you think I'm undead?
I do not think you're undead.
How do you know?
A number of things. Apparently now I can see the returned spirits, which is
What if it's
different.
inside of my body?
Yeah, it doesn't work that way. Once you get inside your body, you're back. You're yourself. The broken people don't turn in. I mean, how much like you came back different, but different
So
better.
you think if you go into there, then you will be you again?
That's what I'm hoping.
And this guy's gonna take this body? What if he like never gives it back?
I think the body's staying here. There's something rare, weird about this place. It's like death is paused here.
Oh,
And those people
Yeah.
outside, Jeshi,
look,
they need to die.
say no more.
Yeah, right? Something's...
I'm gonna have a literal hunting spree when this is all, whatever the mission is here, Thorkum's all satisfied. I'm coming back here, and I'm gonna slowly but surely destroy this whole city.
Most likely they will all leave of their own accord. They've been dead for a long
Yeah, they
time.
better.
They just can't leave. And something is keeping them from even turning crazy evil, which is good, but still wrong.
So I have an idea. What if like, okay. What if they all died? Boom, pew. There was a terrible pow, Belrissa fireball.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then like boom, stuck at the gate. They come back. And then like they crossed wires. Boom. Some of them are like, this guy's supposed to be in this guy, but he's in this girl. And like if they were just back in their own places, maybe they would be fine.
Yeah, I think most people are coming. We aren't supposed to come back at all. Not like that. I mean, the big magic is. I don't know. I've seen it, Jesse. I've seen people brought back from death, but not a lot. And that was way before any of this happened. And if we believe Raikkonen now, even if you have the magic, you might pull back a broken soul. Something weird is going on in the afterlife. It was like a 1 in a million that I came back the way I did. But I guess I did.
Yeah.
He's saying that's because of you guys. Some bond we have together.
I'm not sure I believe him.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Kins.
I'm gonna go. I feel pretty rested, but I'm gonna go back to sleep. And I cast protection from evil and good on him. And go back to sleep.
Kins, you stir awake as the sun slowly starts to creep up and the morning draws near. How are you feeling?
I slept, but I was a little restless. I keep thinking about Alara, what I am meant to be protecting as the Grove Keeper. I also feel very committed to my group of people, but I'm a little not on edge, just kind of a little irritated when I wake up.
How about you, Belrissa? You wake up and Ziggy's kind of curled up on your lap and still sleeping. His little awkward little wings are kind of sticking out, digging into your legs a little bit. It's kind of what wakes you up. And yeah, how are you feeling?
I'm ready. I'm ready to go. Bring Vin back to his fleshy body.
Is that your main priority right now? Is
Yeah.
bringing Vin back?
Uh-huh.
Is that what Belrissa's thinking about?
Yes. I mean, also, in the back of the mind, this deal that she may or may not have made. But there, that's a problem for another day. That is not the immediate problem.
Future Belrissa.
Yes. So she compartmentalizes that to another place.
All right, everybody slowly wakes up, and you guys kind of get your stuff together and eat a bit of breakfast, make some hot tea, just kind of get your stuff together. And as the sun starts to peek over, you're so Stillgate is nestled in a valley, basically in between these giant red sandstone sort of hills that continue to rise up into a low mountain range. And so the sun has to come up pretty high, to shine. But the day is, the morning is still creeping on, and you hear Mortimer's door open. And stepping out, you see hat on his head, back in the sort of black, not flowing wizard robes, but the sort of leather outfit of the wagon man is Mortimer. And he walks out. He says, "Good morning."
Morning.
Hey. Are you still mad at us?
I wasn't mad at you.
Okay, good.
It's been a long everything.
Yeah. I get you.
I got a bit frustrated, I admit, because I was hoping we would get off on a better foot, if you know what I mean. And I understand that my actions, perhaps, were not did not contribute to that. I was simply getting ahead of myself. This man down in the desert, the Tinker, he is taking fractured souls and filling his abominations with what used to be people. And to me, that is just one of the worst possible things I can imagine. He needs to be stopped. And if he has figured out that what he really is trying to do, the thing that I did, is to put a complete soul, one that can think for itself, into one of those creations, then we have a real problem. That is why perhaps I got a bit ahead of myself and didn't exactly talk things out with Vinadil. I've been alive a long time and I know when to apologize. So, that being said, is your plan to head south or is it not?
Yes. Do you have water?
Mm-hmm.
I can ensure you have water, yeah, if that's something you need.
And a way out of the city?
I need a little help with that.
Thankfully, we're not too far from the southern gate. You're just going to need to head out of the building. And keep in mind what I taught you. And head nice and quiet right down the main road. When you reach the gates, on the left-hand side there is a door, and that door will open. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
You have any map or any directions? I mean, you've been to this place before.
Yeah,
Can you fill us in on any kind of landmarks we need to look for?
Is he stationary or does he like roam the desert?
He's got a pyramid thing,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
He's building a pyramid.
he's basically set up shop in like an old like some sort of ancient like ziggurat or pyramid.
Okay.
That seems to have some significance. I do have directions. Let me grab.
Well, and Mortimer, do you know who used to own this ziggurat, this place of power? I mean, we know that where we just came from was Alara's tree. Is this similar? Was this some place of ancient power that you know of?
He says, indeed, it's an ancient Thulesh temple. I don't know what it was for. The Thulesh predate even myself, if you can believe that. But there's power there, in the same way that there's power at the tree, if you understand what I'm saying. That is why
Hags.
this man needs to be put down. And he looks over at Thorkum and he says, and if you're lucky, you might find something you're looking for as well.
No luck about it. It's the only reason I'm going. And then Thorkum is kind of rifling through his stuff, checking for something, and turns to Jesse. Did you take all the books?
Yeah, I have the books. Yeah, except Vin has some of them too.
One was mine.
Oh yeah, here, this one.
And it's pretty thin, really, really old, kind of a worn brown leather bound book, and I just take it back.
Okay. I'm extremely gentle with it.
Okay, thank you. This is my. And then he trails
What is
off.
that? Can you read it to me sometime?
Not yet.
Oh.
And then he's gonna start walking towards the exit. I want to get on.
Yep. Let's move.
Yeah,
so
I'm ready to get out of here.
So as you guys are doing the book thing, Kira kind of walks over and she's just been kind of leaning against the wall, deep in thought. You know, she had a moment in the conversation previously where she revealed that she you don't know much about Kira, but she clearly has some vested interest in the idea of resurrection, bringing somebody back. That's clearly important to her. And ever since that moment, she's been reserved, quiet, determined, and kind of has gone back into that kind of, staying by herself. And Mortimer walks up, and he walks over towards the stairway that leads up to the main door. And he looks over at Kira and he says, "My dear, let us go hunt some pirates." And he turns to the rest of you and he nods tips his hat. And as he's about to walk away, you gonna say something?
Yeah, I'm just gonna. If you see one with a small squid on his shoulder, it grows. Just fair warning.
Nice.
Good luck.
Yeah, good.
So I would like to, as he's walking away, I would like to walk up to him and say, now, I understand you know my role and that I will do whatever it takes to protect the third way. If you think that reuniting you and Alara is good and a way to make things better, we'll be on your side. And I'll turn around and walk away, not even waiting for whatever he has to say to me.
Yeah, as you walk away, you don't immediately hear anything at all. And then you hear, kind of to the group, he says, "A path to a better world lay ahead of you, though still across many roads. I do look forward to our next meeting. Till then, stay alive." Tilts the hat, walks up the stairs. You guys are now there.
Bye, Kira.
She does like a kind of a rude gesture to everybody, but with a big smile on her face.
Rude gesture.
Like totally like big smile on her face though, and she kind of says the same thing, be safe. And
Try not to die or I'll have to kill you.
We know she was concerned about me. That's
Definitely.
So
yeah.
You all head upstairs, unless there's anything else you want to do before you head out.
I do want to do one thing. Since Mortimer and Kira are gone, I'm going to take out the trap that we found.
Okay.
And I'm going to try to reassemble it, but not turn it on.
Okay. Yeah, let's see. This would be...
Tinker?
Yeah. Is that a deck? That's normally a dex plus... Or D20 plus dex plus proficiency with your tinker tools. Does that sound right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's been a while since we've done that. Tinker check.
Oh. Ooh, that's good. 19.
19. All right. You, we're going to say I kind of imagine you started messing with this thing probably the night before and because it's a complex thing, but over the course of, several hours and kind of finishing up this morning, but out of sight, of Mortimer from the sounds of it, you are able to successfully put this thing back together. This sort of sonic pulsing device, which is built off of an immovable rod that you found in the middle of the woods. And that almost led to you guys getting chased down by a horde. You now have that, and as far as you know, it's going to work the way it did before.
I'm going to... So 14 has 2 compartments in the front, 1 in the back, and the main one's his chest. And I've put most of my tools in the bag of holding there, but that's where I'm going to place it carefully in.
Okay.
But it'll be N14 for right now.
All right.
Sweet.
We are going to go ahead and take a 5-minute intermission. Get up, stretch your legs, grab some water. We'll be back in 5 minutes, and then we're going to head upstairs and see what awaits us in Stillgate. Okay. Welcome back, everyone. So, you guys head upstairs, out the door, and as you go outside, the relative... It's this odd feeling of safety, being inside, being away from what exists right outside the doors here, but a cold mist clings to the ground as you emerge from the basement laboratory. The city's lifeless citizens are present, paused in their morning routines. The moisture drips from their features like forgotten statues. The gray sky, the silent streets. The feeling is eerie, and similar to how you felt in the early mornings of Great Haven. The exception is that it isn't a sleeping metropolis. You are surrounded by the denizens of this place. They're present and locked away. It's eerie. A woman sits on a bench with her knitting held before her. A man, frozen, pushes a cart full of long rotten melons. A child paints a fence. There's a terror and a sadness in the stillness of the day. You head out of the alley that you had run into previously, and on to the main street, and headed towards the southwest gate. What do you want to do?
So do the undead reset? So we basically disturbed like a majority of the city where we were at. I guess it wasn't. No, they did start moving here, didn't they?
Yeah, you had like thousands of them chasing you.
We
And-
So they just-
teleported.
We did.
Raikkonen had a teleportation.
Yeah, but I guess we wouldn't notice here, but they essentially reset every morning.
That's correct. Yeah, as far as
Okay.
you understand, they basically go back to wherever they were and sort of relive the same day over and over again.
It's like Groundhog Day for
It's
zombies.
not creepy. Not creepy at all.
Or
The
it's an
whole
undead
city.
musical that just replays every morning.
Yes.
Either way.
They're so happy in their loops.
Yeah, I mean, he explained the way out. I'll slowly start walking the way that he said, stealthy. Hey, I'm gonna actually look over at Ken's and motion. Can you do that thing with your shield?
Oh, this? And I hold it and go, and it pass without trace.
Yeah.
Alright.
That's the noise I make when I do pass without trace.
I tell
a nice loud.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also tell Zog he should turn himself invisible till we get out of town.
Okay. He immediately goes invisible. You guys are walking down the main street, and you can actually see the gate where you're headed. You know, the red walls and the large wood and iron gate of the gatehouse. And it's maybe a 10-15 minute walk from where you are. And you notice that as you're approaching, kind of in the middle of the road, there is a group of children who look like they were in the middle of playing some sort of game, maybe some sort of it's difficult to tell, but they're all kind of together and they're kind of frozen in strange poses. And as you approach, a young boy, maybe 10 years old at most, kind of his head kind of tilts towards you and his body starts to slowly kind of loosen as a group of children, they all sort of, and they all start to move and unfreeze as they all sort of creepily kind of look in your direction. And the one boy, the one closest to you, kind of stands up straight with his head kind of cocked and just kind of looks out at you. And as you approach, he holds up what looks to be some sort of leather ball kind of towards you. What do you do?
Is that
What I
me?
want to do.
I'm going to, if it's round and say soccer ball sized,
Yeah.
I'm going to do just a couple of quick like soccer juggles and kick it back to him.
No.
Okay. Yeah, make a dexterity.
Back in dexterity check.
He's gonna-
Hey, sometimes you forget that you're not young and dexterous anymore, all right? And your
And in a
brain
person's
thinks,
body.
your brain thinks you could do things that your body can't do.
Yeah. I could see that.
Could have been the other one.
It could have.
I'm gonna look over at 13.
I will add 5 to that with Flash of Genius. And
Come
just
on, soccer pro, get it.
basically just say, hey, keep it simple.
So that's a 19 with Flash of Genius.
That's
18.
18.
18. Okay. All right, so you take the ball from him, and it's like kind of difficult, because it's kind of like you gotta like pull it out of his little dead hands, and then you start to like you're doing the whole like juggling the ball.
1,
thing
2 and back. 1, 2 and back. Yeah.
Yeah. And you manage to kick it back to him, and he never even moves. He's just frozen in this pose as you're doing this. And the ball just sort of like rolls up and like kind of bounces off his feet and
Let's go.
bends down and begins to pick it up. And you see all the rest of the children just sort of, go back to their pose. And the main boy seems to be refreezing as seemingly content. You move a little further.
This place is weird.
Down the road. As you approach the southern gate, you gradually become aware of a subtle trembling in the ground. You're reminded of the disturbance caused by the not-so-clever footing of Vinadil as you entered the city, though the recently redeemed Vinadil, we should add. The edge of your awareness, you sense heads begin to swivel, their stiff necks crackling in the morning silence. At first, it seems the citizens of this place have noticed you, but their milky white eyes raise instead to the crenellations above the gate. A large figure leaps down from the battlements, the cobblestones cracking beneath its weight. It's up in an instant, with its red eyes glowing brightly as it surveys you. 2 city guards creakily step away from the wall, crossing their rusting halberds in an X as if to halt this mechanical hulk. It raises a piecemeal metallic fist, cocks its elbow, and separates the head off of a guardsman from its body in a single blow of terrible force. The other guard is laid low with an almost casual backhand before it can react. The clatter of their weapons on the cobble sets off a new wave of crackling around you, behind you, everywhere. The creature, wider, taller, larger than Vinadil, but similar in some uncomfortable ways, begins to stomp towards you. What's everybody doing?
Is he between us and the gate?
Yes. And all around you, the undead have begun to awake.
Guys, we can't fight this thing in here.
No,
We're
we
gonna
have to
die. We
pull
have
this.
to get out.
Yeah, we have to pull this outside.
Like,
We have to
Just-
pull this outside.
run.
I start
to make-
saying, Yeshi, broken hammer. Hammer is broken. Help. I'm
Jesse,
completely pissed.
we're not going to talk
Jesse,
our
run.
way out of this one. Yeah,
It's
start
halfway
running.
between you and the gate when the city suddenly reacts violently.
yeah.
The tremble
I mean-
is increased and the dead begin a quick shuffle in the direction of the construct. It proceeds unfazed, focused on you. A heavy wooden cart, pushed by a burly citizen of Stillgate, crashes into the side of the Hulk with startling force. It's knocked from its feet and through the front door of a small guard shack in a shower of splinters.
Let's
As a
go.
bunch of the dead converge on it.
So the
what are you guys doing?
The construct is noticeably focused
Let's-
on
Let's get
On
out
Vin?
of this city. It's
It
on
isn't
us.
on
it's
you
focused on
guys.
us.
all of us.
Let's get out of the city. If it follows us, we'll take care of it out there. We
Yeah.
cannot fight this thing in here.
Yeah.
I don't want to fight it and the city. Yeah, let's go. So
I
we're heading for the
run.
gate that Riken and like full sprint. Whoever's the slowest of us, we'll stay with them, but everybody full sprint.
I will wild shape into an eagle and perch next to Jeshi. And
Okay.
whoever else has this in the low. I don't know how far Thorkum can go, or if you're using 14 or what.
Yeah, Thorkum can jump on 14 and go pretty quick.
You guys all sprint towards the gate.
Yeah,
and
sprint towards the gate.
just as Mortimer described, there's a small wooden door, not small, but normal-sized wooden door on the left-hand side of the otherwise very
Wonderland.
large gates. It swings open easily, not even locked, and you rush outside. You hear behind you, not even looking, you can hear it. You experienced this mildly yesterday, but this is different. It's as if the entire city has awoken in response to this violence. thousands, tens of thousands. You hear this low moan as the city has come alive. You also hear the creature, whatever it is, smashing its way, seemingly unfazed. As you all come through the gate, what you see in front of you, the red sandstone cliffs and a barren, arid path leading upwards, elevating through the mountains ahead of you. Nothing really growing around. It's this sort of very creepy, kind of disturbing landscape. And then you hear it up on the battlements above you. You instinctively look up, and a giant leap 30 feet forward as this creature leaps out in front of you, landing ahead of you, putting you basically with the gate to your back and the creature out in front. Everybody roll initiative.
Here we go.
No, man.
All right.
Hold on. Let him load the map
my
first.
God.
Ah.
Oh wait.
All right.
Wow. It's like he knows us. He knew we were going to run out of the gate first before we engaged the thing.
Oh shoot! I have to.
Let's see.
Click myself.
Yeah,
There it goes.
the D20 or the roll 20 thing's not working.
What's not working?
Oh, did that actually load me? I don't see the initiative order.
I don't see the initiative box either.
Oh,
but
I
it
gotta
looks like
open
it's
the
wrong.
initiative box. I always forget I gotta do that.
Yeah,
It works for
alright.
some people, but not for everybody. It's always strange. All right, let's get our.
No, it didn't.
nine
It didn't.
initiative. Okay. And Kins, you're a giant.
Oh, good
eagle.
rolls.
Ooh.
Yeah, you guys got.
Yes,
some.
I am. I'm giant.
Let's see. So you're big.
You're
Okay.
an eagle. You're an eagle.
I gotta roll my hit points.
There I am.
You'd
Okay.
Is that your dog? I was like, what is that breathing sound effect?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, he's
It's all right. It's
that's
all
what
right.
a giant eagle sounds like.
Yeah, it's like,
Sorry.
it's good. Sometimes my cat's in my lap, and I'm like, I wonder if his purr is coming through. But it's like, man, that breathing is classic. That's good.
All right, I'm just trying to get us positioned nicely on screen for everybody. Which that seem.
It's probably
Oh, I was
accurate.
doing the wrong
yeah.
window. That's why. Got to get used to that. Let's go out one more. Does that work? Is this the right? No, that's also the wrong screen. Dang it. There's so many windows open. How about that? Is that what I wanted?
I mean, nothing's changing on our end, so I don't know if you're if you're talking to us.
No. Sorry, I'm
Okay.
I'm adjusting it for our viewers so that
Okay,
they
okay.
can see. Oh, I can.
Well, just don't worry about any of those undead on the other side of the gate. They're all good.
They're all behind
And
the
they
gate
just-
now. It's
they
That's what I
just
was saying.
hang
Yeah,
out.
it's
Yeah, they're all good.
They
that's
can't
too
get
much.
out.
That's too much.
The winds will take them.
The city's good. That's right. They're good. They're just gonna go back to their day. That's all good.
Yeah. So in fact, as you look back, there are like the door is still kind of as you all rush through the door and look back, and it's still open. You can see that the undead do not follow through the door. There are hundreds just within the immediate vicinity, and you know that behind them are thousands more. And they all kind of walk up, and as soon as you leave the gates, it's as if you don't exist. They seem to completely lose interest and just start to kind of meander back to whatever they were doing. In front of you, however, this creature, it's a large-sized construct made up of what is clearly a mixture of different parts of different things. You can notice that there are some clearly what used to be parts of a warforge, very similar to what Vinadil is. There are parts of like literal weapons and just weird mechanical gears and objects. This is this thing has been created from a mixture of all kinds of random materials and metals, and is now alive and coming for you. Its gaze, these menacing red eyes, are fixed on you as it moves from each one of you, its head kind of spinning around, and you can see it starts to ramp up. All right, let's get ourselves ordered here. Vinadil, you're the first to react. What would you like to do?
Yep. I'm going to move over here on the other side of 14. And I am going to shoot him with my newly magical crossbow. Thank you, Thorkum. Whoa.
Oh.
That's a lot of things. Okay, that's a 26 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
And 24 damage.
24 damage. Excellent. And that's without sneak attack?
Well, because I'm first to attack, I get advantage.
Because
so
of
I
your
get sneak
assassin
attack.
abilities. Boy, those don't come
Yep.
into... It's not often you end up with...
It's not often. I have to be first
in
on the
initiative.
initiative. Yep.
That's
but,
fantastic. Okay. Alrighty,
yeah.
so...
Then I'm just gonna hunker down by a 14.
Very cool. Oh god, my window's freaking out here. What was the damage again? 20... what now?
24.
24. Okay.
20 what now?
Yeah.
One?
Excellent. That was great. Good start. Is that your turn?
That is it. Yep.
Okay. Let's see. Belrissa, you're up next. And Jessie, you're on deck.
Cool. Bonus action, I'm gonna cast Hex on him.
Okay.
And
He is hexed.
awesome. I'm just gonna come out a little bit so I don't shoot anyone with my blast. And then I'm gonna Eldritch Blast him a couple times.
Let's get some combat music going.
Is there a... Go for it.
Oh yeah, there we go. Combat.
All right.
So that first one is 13.
13 to hit.
No, it was 23 to hit.
23 hits.
13 damage.
13 damage. Excellent. Okay.
Is,
and then-
is there a size limit on your knockback ability?
I got rid of that.
Oh, I mean, never mind.
So I could have more Ziggy powers. 15
That's
to hit.
what we need.
15 does not hit.
All right.
So you're-
I'm gonna hang back again.
Right on. Yeah, your first Eldritch Blast slams into one of its arms, and you can see the force of it kind of spin it back, and it kind of looks as if, and it immediately, and its attention comes right on you, Belrissa, and then the second blast comes right, and as it comes towards it, you could see it just raise its arm as if it's learning, and blocks it with its other arm. All done?
Yep.
All right. Jessie.
I move up next to 14,
Okay.
and I cast Bless at level 2. And I'll put it on Thorkum, Kins, Belrissa, Vin. And that's it.
All
I
right.
hold right there.
Okay. Gins, you're up.
All right. Giant eagle is gonna swarm at this thing. Oops. Go. Hello. Caw, caw, caw. Exactly. I'm gonna first on my multi-attack beak. 17 to hit.
Plus 1d4.
Plus 1.
17 hits.
You want me to roll the d4?
No.
Okay. Oh, 4 damage, piercing damage.
Okay, 4 damage. Got it.
And then second attack the talons, which I may. Yes, I'm gonna roll my d4 just cause. Jessie blessed me. All right, that's 10 to hit.
Oh.
10 does not hit.
And then I'm going to classic Kin's eagle fly up in the sky. I'll I'll move back a little. I'll move to the side over here, but up in the sky.
Okay. As you move away, it's going to use its reaction to opportunity attack on you.
Mm-hmm.
And that's going to be 22 to hit.
Oh my god, yes.
And that's going to be 17 bludgeoning damage.
Oh, snap. Okay, I pop out of my eagle form, and I guess I fall.
And I need you to make a con save.
Okay. As the eagle or
Actually,
as a druid?
Sorry, I just realized that that's set up incorrectly. I need you to make a... No, you're flying, right?
I'm flying,
Okay.
yeah, so I'm gonna...
At disadvantage, I need you to make a strength save in your normal form, I suppose? Yeah. So you're
Okay.
flying away like... "Ah!" And it just punches you out of midair. And you
In
just,
the beak.
you just fly back. So
No.
disadvantage strength saving throw.
All right. Okay, that's one. Come on, second.
We
Oh,
are
wait,
not
did I
a
go?
strong. We are not a strong group.
All right,
this
that's
is
10.
-1.
Okay,
strength.
so...
Is my bless done, or does that
No,
matter?
it's still going. Yes, plus 1d4.
Okay,
Is
hold on. I'm
someone
gonna add.
other than Jessie grappled?
What are you talking about? Kids is just fine, okay? Okay, that's an 11, but...
You're, Oh, my sound is being all...
Well, where were you, too? Because you might get my... If you're within 10 feet, you might get my
Plus,
aura
plus 2.
as well.
Well, I don't know.
plus
I'm
2.
falling out of the sky.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So here's what happens.
And
Yeah,
I'm-
you're not even close to making the save. So
But-
But I'm
worry.
also not a druid, or I'm a druid
you
now.
pop back out
Yeah.
of eagle form, and you basically go flying through the air as
Oh,
this
no.
thing knocks you back, and you tumble over this little cliff, and you're prone on the ground at the bottom of this little like 5-foot incline, and you're just the wind is knocked out of you. You're seeing
So
stars.
cool.
This thing just punched an eagle out of midair.
Eagle
And
fail.
you're looking around.
Impressive.
Your wits get about you, and you're like, "Where is everybody? Like, what is happening right now?" Because you can't see them because you're on the ground underneath this little cliff thing.
myself.
I like
Yeah.
to imagine you're still flapping your arms.
All right. So
That's my turn, I guess.
that's gonna end your turn. Okay, it's the mysterious construct's turn. So let's
Serious construct. Eyebrows totally inverted.
see. Yeah, it has these two pieces of metal that just go, and its eyes glow way redder as this all happens. Okay, what is the distance from right here to right there?
Oh, God.
Okay, it is going to. It's going to use its charge ability, and it's basically starts running at the group of you full speed, and you can hear it like, and it just like the ground underneath it like pushes down, and the stone shatters a little bit as the weight of this creature just like launches itself into a full sprint, and it basically just body checks 14 and Vinadil, and it's going to end up right there. And so it's going to basically make the attack is going to be against Vinadil, but the charge is going to hit 14 as well. So 14 needs to make a strength saving throw.
Plus 2.
Does he have to roll an attack dice first, or is it just an auto hit if
Oh,
you're in
the-
the space?
Yeah, auto hit for the.
Yeah, for that aspect of it.
Just a second. I'm gonna get to 14's character sheet. I haven't brought this
Okay.
up in a while.
Yeah, cool. We can come back to you in a second. So on Vinadil, though, it basically charges into you, and it sort of body checks 14, but as it does, it like plants a leg and shifts its weight, and its hips twist, and it comes around with like this just massive, like rocket fist, basically towards you, Vinadil, and it's going to make its attack against you.
14
disadvantage.
fails, but I Oh, you've got disadvantage already.
Yeah,
I'll
he'll
save
have
my reaction.
disadvantage. Yeah, on this first one
Okay.
because of the cloak.
With disadvantage, he rolled 2 18s. So
It's probably still gonna do it.
so that's 8. Yeah.
Unless he has a -2. Does he have a -2 to hit? Yeah.
No, I'm afraid he doesn't randomly have a -2,
okay, well.
unfortunately. Yeah.
Yeah, that's his offhand.
That's right.
Yeah.
He accidentally swung with his left.
I am left-handed. My
Okay.
God, my sound is like dipping in and out here. It's weird. It's super weird. There we go. Does that hit? Sounds like
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that hits.
Great.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Finn, that is 16 bludgeoning damage from the punch. You take an additional 6 from the charge ability. And I need you to make a strength saving throw as well. 14 is knocked prone, by the way.
Plus 1d4
Okay.
plus 2. Oh boy, that's gonna be a make. I think.
Yeah,
18.
it's gonna be over. It's gonna be over 20. Yeah, because of Jeshy's stuff and
Yeah, cool. You're good. You managed to stand your ground for that for the first time. The sort of the weight and the difficulty moving of the robot is at your advantage as you're able to maintain your footing as the enormous weight of this giant mechanism crashes into you. That's going to
Some kind
end
of hydraulics.
its action. It's then going to use its bonus action to do a repair, which is going to give it 15 hit points back. And that's going to end its turn.
14.
All right. That's bringing up Thorkum.
Okay. I am going to invoke cinematic advantage. And specifically, I want to look at this thing and tell the group the best place to attack it, just based on its obviously shoddy workmanship.
Okay.
This piece of garbage.
This piece of garbage right here.
So
Judging it, live review. Who built this?
that's not exactly cinematic.
Well, I'm gonna see. Can I
because
do that?
yeah. Let's talk about it. So that's cool ideas. Okay, so the idea is that as an artificer, somebody who creates things like this, you believe that you should be able to find a weak spot and
Yeah.
then sort of tell the party.
And give the group advantage to attack this thing.
Okay,
That's my ultimate goal.
I'll tell you what. The way I would do this is that would require your action to investigate the creature, and if you're successful, the whole group will get advantage on their attacks for one round.
Ooh.
Okay. It is a 19.
19. You know, it was really, really difficult to figure out the how to not gimbal lock the shoulder joints when you're putting him together. And you notice that as he's done a couple of punches, you can see that the range of movement in that shoulder is not quite right, and you recognize that weak spot. Everybody now, as Thorkum shouts this out to you guys, you all, should you choose to target that spot, will have advantage on your attacks for this round, or for till the end of your next turn.
Do it, guys.
Awesome.
All right. 14 is going to use half his movement, so 20 to get up. He's going to move to the other side of this thing. He's already used his reaction this round, so I don't really care. And then he's going to use advantage and punch this guy. I'm not even going to worry about it. It's a 19 to hit.
Yep, that hits. 9 damage. Excellent.
Well, I'll take the first damage, but no, it's not crit. So yeah, 9 damage. And then Thorkum's actually gonna take 1 step back, and that ends my turn.
All right. That's gonna close out round 1. Okay, we're back in round 2. Vinadil, what do you got for us?
All right. Well,
Do some damage, man. You got some advantage.
yeah, you got it. We got advantage. So yeah, I'm just trying to figure out: do I do it, stab him and run, or I am gonna try to stab him then with my rapier.
The old stab and run.
Yeah, stab and run. Old
So,
reliable.
27 to hit.
Yeah, that's
And then
Get him with a knife.
24 damage again.
24 damage. Excellent. So describe how you, in exchange for advantage, you got to describe how you're taking advantage of the information.
I mean, I'm right there, like he just hit me with this same fist. So, like, as Thorkum's screaming it out, I'm seeing the spot, and I just reach around underneath and, like, slide my sword up and, like, slice a wire or something on that arm.
Nice.
And then I'm going to finish a roll, disengage, and run away.
Classic Vinny.
I was like, the one time I stayed and fought with the hags, that did not end well. So I'm rolling through and running away, and that's my turn.
Love it. Awesome. Belrissa.
Yeah. Definitely taking advantage of this advantage and blasting him. Because there's too many people for fireball. All right.
Smart.
So 19 to hit
Yes, that hits.
with a 8 damage,
8 damage. Okay.
and then a. Oh wait, I should roll that second just to make sure it didn't crit. No, that was a 21. Okay.
Okay.
Good thing for advantage.
So 12 or 26.
Ooh.
That was almost a crit.
That hits.
So 26 to hit. And did you? Oh, there you go.
You don't crit on a 19, do you?
Not unless I cast the other hex.
Oh, that's
thing.
right. You have to have the other hint.
Yeah.
Hint.
I have to be within 30 feet of him to cast it.
You are, aren't you? You're not that far away.
See.
Can you do that with sorcery points?
Yeah, you're totally 30 feet.
I am that close. I thought I was further away. Oh, okay. I will, You got 14 damage for that second one, right? Did I tell you that?
No, you didn't. But
Okay.
I got it now.
Okay. Oh, it is a bonus action. So yeah, I'll use my bonus action to cast Textblade's Curse on this guy.
Textblade's Curse. Okay.
So he is double hexed.
Double hexed.
Hex and Textblade.
Excellent.
And
All right.
then now I'm running further away. Hi, Vin.
Yeah,
Right.
I'll protect you
Uh-huh.
with my
With your
shield.
metal.
Jesse, you're up, and Kins, you're on deck.
Okay, which shoulder was it?
It's his
The one, the right.
yeah, it's his right shoulder.
Okay, so how tall is it?
Probably 12 feet or so. It's pretty big. You
But that's to its head height. So could I reach its shoulder? My thought was I wanted to turn the hammer upside down and jam it into its shoulder from its armpit.
I would say
I can jump.
I would say you would have to try to run up its leg
Oh yeah.
and then try to hit it because
That's
you're
what I tried to
you're
do.
pretty short.
Oh man.
But you would also realize that if the attack doesn't work out that well, things can happen. But
I'm not worried.
you're a risk taker. Let's see what you got.
I was told this was the place to attack. So do I need to jump or run up it or something?
You just go for it. Just go ahead and make your attack roll.
Plus the D4.
Motherfucker. No, I didn't. 14. 14.
Even with advantage. Wow.
Yeah, with advantage.
Oh, good thing you had advantage, because that was in that one.
It was a net one.
Our viewers can't see the dice rolls yet, so that he just rolled in
I-
that
you
one,
know,
but he had
I
advantage
ignored
because of Thorkum's ability there or move that he did. So 14 still doesn't hit though, unless you've got that's total, right?
He
Because
didn't
you don't.
listen.
That's total. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
total.
Okay. Yeah. So you run up it, and You slip a little bit, actually. It's a little bit kind of oily on one of the legs, and you jump up and you kind of like do a little bit slip, and you go up and you try your best to hit, but you don't quite close a distance. But you do manage to land on your feet.
All right, on my way down, I'll take just a regular swing, no advantage, at its right foot.
Okay.
17.
That hits.
All right. 13 crushing damage. Is it undead?
No, it is not.
Okay. I smite it at first level.
Okay.
Click my buttons right. Hold on.
You hear that, Jesse? It's not undead.
Yeah. Yeah. 12 radiant damage.
12 radiant. Okay.
And then I will. So who got hit? Kins got hit,
I went flying.
and Vin got hit.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty hard.
Yeah, we're all okay.
Yeah. I mean, I'm
Alright.
a druid now.
I'll hold there. I'll hold there.
Okay. Kins, you're up.
All right, so I can't see anything over this wall, cliff thing. Like I
It's-
can't see the thing.
Well, no, it's the wall's about 5 feet high and kind of sloped, and that thing's pretty big. You can definitely see him from where you are, and you could climb up. You could kind of scurry up that thing. It would count as difficult terrain, so it would take you. Let's see, it would take you 15 feet to get from where you are to the
so
top
then
of it.
if I go like right here, so that would be 15, wherever, the
Yeah,
squares
yeah.
are where they are. So that would be my full movement, because it'll take, I'm prone. I'm prone.
Yeah, you're prone.
Yeah,
So
okay.
15 to get
15
up,
and
then 15 to
15.
climb the hill.
All right. I am going to use my action to use my epic Grovekeeper shield, and I'm going to cast Wall of Thorns. So it's gonna like basically run through this thing like straight line. I would do a circle and be epic, but y'all are around it, so I don't want to hurt y'all. So I just want to do like a straight, like right from where I'm looking at it, just straight line. A Wall of Thorns. Wait, hold on. Let me see distance, because I don't want to like hurt y'all either. I'll just make it like 30 feet, like this. Can you see my line? Like that's kind of like what I want to do.
Yeah, totally.
30 feet of wall that is 30 feet long, 10 feet high, 5 feet thick. And with that, when the wall appears, each creature must make a dex saving throw. Hold up, where is it?
Yep, I'm reading it. Okay, so it needs to make a dex save against your spell save DC.
The Grovekeeper.
My spell save DC is 16. Oh my gosh, now I'm nervous. Is this a mistake?
It rolls a 12.
Hi! Okay, so that'll take a failed save, 7d8 piercing damage.
78.
78. 78. Yeah, I mean,
Yep.
that's a lot of damage.
So while you were rolling this, forever when I was watching Critical
37.
Role, and somebody would say like 78, I always thought it was the number 78
Yeah.
or something like that, and I'm like, that's so specific.
That would be wild, 78. That's 37 piercing damage.
Wow, that was a good roll.
That's nice.
That was great. Very, very nice. Okay,
Alan.
so you moved.
Grovekeeper.
You cast your Wall of Thorns. So that's a concentration spell. So
Yes, 10 minutes.
yeah, it would be helpful if you could draw basically where it is.
Oh, yeah, the
on
line.
map.
Mhm.
Yeah, you should be able to use the lines and kind of draw it out, because I think it's basically, let's see, when the wall appears, each creature within the area.
Oh, wait, is a rectangle bad? Oh, shoot. Hold
The
up.
rectangle's fine
What is the area?
because it's 5 feet.
It's a-
So it's
big.
5 feet wide, but I can't really see.
It's basically
Hold
like
on.
a kind of a lightning bolt style thing. It's 5. There's options. One of them is sort of a circular version, but this one is more of like a straight shot, just 5 feet wide. It's 10 feet high and 60 feet long.
Okay, the problem is that I can't see like how long this is, so I'm gonna have to. I will make the wall as
Sure.
we keep
Yeah,
going.
No rush. I'm just trying. Let's see. Okay, a creature can move.
Well, it says up
through
to,
it,
so
but
like I don't want it to
slowly
be the
and
full
painfully.
60.
Okay. I'm just looking like, what does it do if it starts its turn there?
It probably takes the damage when its turn starts, right? Or is it when it's
No.
Well, it's
cast
when the
on
wall
it?
is
When it
made.
erupts.
So what
Wow,
I just
okay.
did was when it erupts and it goes through it.
So if it passes through or ends its turn, it probably takes more damage.
But it takes some movement penalty.
Yeah.
Furthermore,
4 feet.
The first time a creature enters the wall on a turn or ends its turn there, the creature... Okay, it only ever takes the damage once,
Right.
from what I can
Unless
tell.
it's like, yeah.
unless it decides to just do
To
that
stay
again
in the
and
wall
again.
and just be in there. Yeah, yeah.
Just runs through it. It's like,
Yeah.
Okay, all right, so it's the thing's turn. So it is going to...
Here, I'll just draw it. Yes.
Yeah.
there you go. That nice.
Because I don't want it to be the full 60 feet. I want it to be half of that.
Cool.
Interesting. Okay. It is going to, in response to barely being able to move, it's going to use its turbocharge ability. And you can see that all the little gears and kind of like spinning sort of mechanisms start to whir and spin and you see like its eyes light up and it's like this blue energy starts to sort of like mist out from its joints, and it leans down, Jeshi, kind of in your direction and pushes off and just erupts out of the thorn wall, and it does move. It basically runs right past you, so you can get an opportunity attack if you want to.
Ooh,
I'll take a
with
swing,
advantage.
The advantage was till the end of your next turn. So
Oh, yeah.
You still have it.
didn't he already use it though?
Yeah, but this would be still within that turn.
No, it's fine. I
his
can't
turn's
reach
over.
it
It's
anyway.
not the end of the round.
Oh,
it's one, yeah,
oh.
everybody got one turn of advantage. Yeah.
17 to hit.
Yeah,
Yeah, 17 hits.
14 got 17 as well. 7 damage.
Excellent.
Smite that. Smite him.
Seven crushing. No, I'm gonna hold it. Seven crushing.
7 more. Okay, perfect. Yeah, so it basically like runs full speed past Jeshi and is going to plow into Vinadil and Belrissa. And is actually going to basically kind of end up over here. And so that's going to have... So Vinadil, you're just going to make the strength save to see if the charge knocks you over or not. But no damage associated with that. And then Belrissa is going to... It's going to be an attack roll. So with its turbocharge ability... It can use its slam attack as a bonus action. So after it turbocharges, it gets a AC bonus, doubles its speed. It's basically like kind of like a haste. And then it's going to use its bonus action to punch Belrissa in the face.
Great.
Basically.
Oh my god.
And that is going to be a 21 to hit.
I'm gonna cast shield reaction for that,
Okay.
and I'm gonna shrug it off.
Their
Excellent.
hair.
And then let's see. It is going to Vin. Oh, and the attack misses. So, Vin, you made your strength save. Oh yeah, you.
No.
That's,
No, I did
that's
not.
a very low number.
No, I did not make my strength save, so I'm on the ground.
So yeah, you're prone. Belrissa, you're good. It's going to use the rest of its movement to... Is it going to do that?
The rest of its movement? Good grief.
Yeah. No, it's good. It's going to stay right there. Okay, that's going to end its turn. Thorkum, you're up.
I cast heat metal.
Okay.
No save. Just takes 2d8.
Okay.
Just 5 right now. And then let me see. 14 can reach him. Oh yeah. Even with the wall of thorns, 14 can scoot around. So he's gonna come up there and punchy. Oh, nice. 13 damage, 22 to hit.
So 14's punch is 22 to hit and 13 damage. Got it. It doesn't seem to really give a shit about your heat metal. Just kind of shrugs it off.
Okay.
Nothing happens.
Oh.
Mother of God.
Mm.
You can see that.
It's
You can
it's
literally
a
see the
demon
metal
and a robot.
heating up. But,
Classic.
All right.
all right. Y'all done, Thorkum?
Yep.
Finadil.
Okay, well, I'm going to go and back up to here. Shoot it with my crossbow. Oh, that's a nat 20.
Ooh,
Hey, nice one.
nice.
Ooh.
So that's 10, 15 plus 30, so 45.
45 damage?
Nice.
Yeah.
All right, Vin, tell us how this goes here.
So, I mean, after it just slammed into us, I kind of saw it. I'm going to say I saw another part of it that right underneath its like neck, and got out and just kind of like one shot there to try to take out a little cord, cable, whatever sinew thing, and disconnect its head from its body. And so one bolt and kind of strings through it, just like oil or whatever. Just kind of goes spurting up whatever its juices are on the inside. I don't know what
Juices?
I don't know what
Robot
How long have you been a robot?
Orange juice.
Okay.
I still don't understand.
I spill its juices.
Vin targets its robot juices
That's right.
with
man.
with a magical crossbow bolts. Got it. Okay. All right. So this thing,
It's epic the way it does.
yeah, this thing has started to sort of like shake a little bit. The turbocharge ability seems to have put a lot of stress on it, and 14 runs over and cracks it, and Belrissa is able to deflect its attack, and it kind of loses its balance a little bit. And Vin, you see that same spot, and you kind of reach over and you dip around the wall, and you can see it. You hone in, and your crossbow bolt hits that exact spot, and the actual head of the thing just sort of kind of flies off, and robot juices are spraying everywhere.
Yes.
It's a mess. And all of a sudden the thing just sort of convulses and just sort of collapses into a pile of parts on the ground. Belrissa, you're standing right there.
Mm-hmm.
As the parts collapse, and it does collapse, it's as if whatever magic was holding it together, whatever binds were sort of making this thing work, just all of it just almost falls apart. And inside of it, you can see 5 or 6 of these bright metal, chrome almost, tiny little spiders, probably about the size of maybe 3 or 4 inches across. They all crawl out of various parts. One of them crawls out of the empty helmet. One of them crawls out from the chest, where you can see there's this glowing kind of core-like orb in the middle of it, and it just sort of climbs around it with these little metallic robotic spider-like limbs, and it crawls out onto the ground. And one of them actually kind of turns and looks in your direction, and the eyes light up, and as soon as they do, they dim out again, and all these things just start scattering in different directions. What do you do?
Did one of them take the core that was in it?
Nope. They didn't take anything with them. They just all crawled out of the body of this thing, and have just seemingly scattering at random.
I yell, "Robot spiders!" and blast them.
Blast.
What do you do?
Yeah.
What does Belrissa do?
She sets them on fire. Set the spiders on fire. That's what you're supposed to do, right?
Blast them.
Kill them with
No.
fire.
Yeah.
Rhetorical question.
We all know what she's gonna do.
I mean, I could firebolt them, but then I can only target one.
Mm.
So I'm gonna blast 2 of them.
Okay.
Do I still have bless?
Yes.
Is that for attack?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. It's a D4. So 14 to hit.
A 14 hits. Yeah.
Yay! So
She bless.
13 damage there.
13 damage. All right. So the first Eldritch Blast, Belrissa kind of reaches out her arm, and your wrist kind of twists, and your fingers snap up, and a beam of dark twisting souls shoots out and smashes into this little robot spider, and it just parts just go flying everywhere and into the all over the place. Yeah.
Okay.
One more.
One more spider is going down. Oh. No, that was a 1.
So you shoot. There's one of them that's kind of scattering almost in your direction. It's the one that looked at you, and you reach down after blasting the first one, and this big smile on your face, and you reach down and you shoot your second blast at it, and right as you do that, it literally like jumps out of the way, like it's intelligent enough to dodge your attack, and it bolts towards you and starts scurrying up your leg. And you can feel the legs of this thing are basically like stabbing you, like it's like crawling up your leg, and it runs about halfway up just above the knee, and it's got these metallic pincers essentially, and it just jams them into the side of your leg, and it's just really piercing, excruciating pain. And then as soon as it does, the lights in its eyes fade, and it just completely powers down and just falls off your leg, completely inert.
Am I robot poisoned?
And the rest of them seem to be gone at this point, and that's going to end combat.
What the?
I
start smashing. I start stomping on the
over
spider.
and
Stomping.
investigate this thing.
Jeshikins, can you? What did that thing just bite you
Yes.
and then die?
Maybe I was the poison one.
Is the wound? Well, yeah, maybe you
I
killed
have
it.
often wondered.
I would
what
believe
happen
that.
if a robot ghost spider bit my knee. But I'm happy to, be secondhand to this.
Wait, often?
Can I? Yes, very often. Can I investigate the bite?
Yes, please take a look at this.
Sure.
I rolled
Yeah.
23.
Make sure it's not like infected.
All right. Thorkum was the first to sort of rush up. Thorkum, what are you doing? What are you looking at specifically?
I'm picking through for salvage.
Okay, so
The robot, yeah.
got it. So you're just checking out the thing. So it's not that far off to like Vinadil, for example, in terms of some of the materials. Clearly, some of the parts of this used to be a mixture of Warforged like mechanics, things that you recognize, the typical way you would build a construct like this, golems. But some of them are just haphazard and just shoddy, whether it was done quickly in haste or maybe just without that much skill or attention to detail. There are various massive weaknesses in the parts used in the creation of this thing. Inside it, you look at there's what clearly resembles the core of 13 and 14, kind of that same design, but it's smaller, and it is obviously a poor imitation. Somebody has tried to recreate what only you and your fellow artificers really know how to do, and didn't quite get it right. It's it definitely had some power, but it seemed relatively short-lived here. Salvage-wise, you're looking at a bunch of random metals, nothing of major value that you can see unless you wanted to take all the steel.
I'll take the core. Kind of rip it free of its housing. I'm not really interested in the metal.
Okay. So as you're doing that, Jessie, you've run up to Belrissa. What are you doing?
Yeah, just scoping out the old knee. Wait, let me see it.
Yeah.
I'll do a reflex test.
All right, make a medicine check.
Nothing wrong here. 7.
All right, roll a 7.
It really hurts.
It's a good knee.
I mean, it hurts, but being stabbed with sharp metal objects tends to hurt. But Jessie doesn't find anything. He offers to bandage up the wound and stop the bleeding and whatnot, like anyone would. Otherwise, it seems pretty normal.
All right, I'm gonna pick up the spider that I stomped on.
Okay.
So is it? I know nothing about machinery, but I'm gonna examine it anyway.
Sure is made out of metal. Make an investigation check.
Okay. 4.
Yep, it's as you pick it up, it actually almost like a a real spider when it dies, like the legs still twitch a little bit, as you pick it up, and you kind of instinctively almost drop it, but and then it stops moving, and it's very sharp, like literally all of the parts of the little joints of the legs, they're very meticulous. In comparison to the giant hulking thing, which is obviously not made poorly, but haphazardly, this thing is very intricate. It's very, very well done. Even you can tell that. But other than that, this is like completely alien to you. You have no idea what you're looking at.
I'm gonna bring it over to Thorkum. Thorkum, robot spider bit me. What is this?
Remigera.
Do you make these? They're
No.
bad.
Okay.
Were they
I'll take it.
Were they controlling this guy, or just living in him?
I don't know. What can I tell from the spider?
Make an investigation check.
I will do that. Oh, it's in that one. I know nothing. I'm too involved in what I'm doing.
Yeah, I'm gonna say actually that you reach out and take it from her, and it cuts you, and you're just I imagine Thorkum kind of getting probably pissed off about that, and you're busy, you're distracted with the core, and you reach out and try to grab this thing, and it's just like you just throw it down on the ground probably, and yeah, can't tell much from it. So, Belrissa, you're.
Can I? Oh, sorry.
Yeah, go ahead. What you got?
I wanted to go back to the gate, and not if things are settled, I want to understand anything I can about why the undead would have just stopped. Mm-hmm. Is there a magic? Is it what's going on?
Yeah, make a perception check.
This is very important to me. 14.
I'm going to give you advantage on this, Jessie. You can feel your hammer begin to hum a little bit.
16.
You walk up to the door, and despite, this sort of instinct telling you what obvious dangers are behind this door, you reach out anyway and you pull it back open again. And sure enough, everything inside has retreated and gone back to that frozen stasis, back to whatever dreamlike state these things are living in. And what you perceive is that although these things are your sworn enemy, the thing that you your whole life have been sworn to destroy and eradicate, As you look, as the sun finally rises above the sandstone hills behind you, and the golden light of the morning just sort of starts to burn off the dew and the mist. There's this beauty to it, this feeling of compassion for these souls who, for whatever reason, are trapped. And we'll go ahead and end tonight's session there. The machine destroyed. The path to the desert ahead of you, through the mountains. Stillgate behind you. Well done.
I mean, wow.
Eagle punch.
I was not expecting that.
Poor eagle.
Man.
Yeah,
Eagle
not
punch.
many hit points. I was like,
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't roll high for
Punch
that
Man.
one. Yeah. Whoops.
Eagle
Oh,
punch
man.
will have to be a
also,
a
I'm going to have
Photoshop
to
Thursday.
rewatch the Raikkonen rant many times.
Oh man, I can't.
to get all of the
It's like,
I can't with that dude.
that's like my
titles
dream.
and-
I'm like, look at all these names, proper nouns.
Oh yeah, you're like, what was the dragon? What was the dragon?
That was Jessie. Yeah, but yeah.
Yeah, I know it was Jeshi, but it's also you as well.
Oh, we making a raid? Oh, we can learn.
Yeah, we got to make a raid. Who's,
Well-
who's still up?
Oh man, thanks guys.
Yeah. Good times, guys.
Yeah.
We managed to end a session before midnight, so
Yes.
unless you're Thorkum, who has probably got, Thorkum, what's Archie's, like, what, 6 weeks old now? 5 weeks?
Yeah,
something
he's
like that?
he's screaming upstairs, so it's a good time to end.
Yeah, so,
He's a month old. He's not 6 weeks.
6, not quite. Okay, yeah. So you've got a long night ahead of you still, so know how that is.
Good luck, buddy.
All right. We will be live this weekend, Saturday night, for the after show. Talk some Raikkonen theories and whatever other shenanigans we're going to get into. Stop by the Discord if you happen to be in chat and you're not already. Somebody can throw the link in there so you guys can check that out. And I'm going to say our ending line and then not immediately click the button so that, so we'll just stand here awkwardly for a second so you guys can hear
It's
it.
been one day. You can put a one day on the little thing. You didn't screw up tonight.
Oh, he's counting from the last week too. It's 7, 8
This is the
days.
second,
8 days.
No.
second session.
We don't do
Okay,
we don't
fine.
do a full week. It's just
Fine.
one day.
Well,
You
I'll
got
give
Wednesday,
no, but
Wednesdays.
I'm saying I'm with Jay. I'll give him 2. I'll give him 2.
Yeah, thank you. Till next week, good luck with your bad plans.